In this video, we're going to show you how to cut a notch. Keep in mind, I just hand drew this notch, and I actually use a magic marker to make it easier to see on film. Normally be a pencil line, much finer and a little bit easier line. We do have to start out by knifing the line, and the same technique of leveraging with your thumb as you go around. And we want to leave the knife line. I've had a few folks, when I said cut the line, actually cut the line. We don't want to cut the line away. So the first cut we will make using the chainsaw, and it's the same technique as I used when we squared the log. We'll cut in, we'll bring the saw down to about a 1/4 inch above the line, and then we'll pivot over and we'll stop right at the line. And that will be the cut that will set our depth for the notch. When we are done, we want to be 3/8, 1/4 inch deeper in the center, but we don't want to make a bowl out of it. We don't want it to collect a lot of water if it happens to be facing this direction, and we don't want to remove the structural integrity of the log by massively overcutting it. So, using a chainsaw, we'll make that first cut. Again, just above the line, and that cut sets our depth. The next cut we'll make, I'll set the saw, possibly a 1/4 inch from the line. I'll look down the blade and see the end of that previous cut, and I'll remember where that is. I won't be holding it like this as I make the cut. I'll remember where it is, and then I'll go for it. So that's about the correct angle. Turn on the saw, works better. I'll repeat the same process over here. Don't be surprised if it's difficult to hit that. It doesn't matter. Basically, we're trying to remove as much meat out of the way for the following cuts. So the other side, cut number 2. And that's good enough for this initial cut. We have most of the meat out of the way. Now this cut will set in effect the overall depth of the rest of the notching. And I do that by, it's important to have yourself lined up to the notch properly so that I can start the cut, immediately turning, rolling the saw. The placement of your left hand is important. So I would recommend miming that cut. Where do you have to stand? You can cut to the center of the log and turn. For instance, if I'm over here, then I'm extending my arms way out. My way over here, it's inconvenient, so how can I do that? Same thing on this side.